Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Premier Perspective. Today, me and Ryan are here to talk about the fifth round of the FA Cup and the games that took place. We're just going to do a quick little recap of each game, nothing too in-depth. But first, we had Burnley versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth, second division team. I'm not sure how well they're doing in the championship. I don't think it's anything crazy.
Yeah,
I know they're
there's
not near the top.
Norwich are up there. Yeah,
Yeah, so Bournemouth with a comfortable 2-0 victory over Burnley though. Burnley never really looked too great in the game. Bournemouth took the opportunity and now they're a second division team in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. So great performance from them. Next up we had Leicester and Brighton with the last minute goal from Kelechi Iheanacho, former City
yeah.
striker. I just bringing it up right now. I thought of a time where I saw people were making jokes because I can't remember what season it was. I think it was something that if Leicester, I think it was against City, and Kelechi and Nacho like blew a chance in front of goal, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, he still loves City," because
Yeah,
like if he scored, it would have been
yeah,
bad for City, something
right.
like that. But yeah, Leicester just inched past Brighton, who's been well recently. So good win for Leicester. Next, we have Sheffield versus Bristol City. Sheffield just won 1-0. Bristol City has been pretty good this season, but Sheffield was scored a penalty, and as they usually do, had a close win when they do win. And also good for them. We're talking about Bournemouth being a second division team. Sheffield, who's bottom of the
Basically,
Prem,
basically a second division team.
basically a second division team into the
Yeah,
quarterfinals of the FA Cup. So
but yeah,
good for Sheffield.
yeah. I mean, you love to see them win, and you love to see them do big things. I don't know how much. Do you know who they got drawn against in the next round?
They're I don't know if it's home or away. I think it's away versus Chelsea.
All right. Well, either way, so we'll see how Chelsea just. I mean, Chelsea only beat them 2-1 a couple weeks ago, or pretty recently in the Prem. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, they can keep going through and turn it around. But the next game, Wolves Southampton, which should have been or was a decent game, and should be just by the looks of the teams and how strong they play. Even though Southampton hasn't been the strongest lately, Ings and Armstrong both scored. It's a good response from Southampton after their really poor league performances and 9-0 losses. Or just loss against United and just in general poor performances. Wolves looked poor once again. They didn't have many opportunities throughout the whole game. Recently they're probably just like what I've always said about them. My least favorite team to watch in the Prem is Fulham, just because of how bad they play, and Wolves is just like a Fulham with good players. So I really don't expect much from them anymore, even though it sucks to see the Portuguese national team going down like that. The Chelsea Barnley game, he was loving it. Barnsley today. I'm sorry. Chelsea slipped past Barnsley with one nothing with a goal from Tammy Abraham, assisted by Reece James, which was surely offsides.
Yeah, it was pretty close. I sent Ryan a screenshot that I got from when I was watching, but I don't know. It's pretty close. Could be either way. I feel like if VAR was available for the game, or may or probably more likely would have called it off, but it was too tight for I feel like for a referee to see.
Yeah, definitely for a referee by himself to see, but it was really close when you look at that angle, especially like the one Javi sent me, like from the like a top angle bird's eye view. But it's nice to see Chelsea keeping a clean sheet, Kepa keeping a clean sheet, Tuchel giving him a second chance. He played well, didn't throw the ball back into his own goal, or didn't not today at least. So hopefully he can have like a little bit of a better time at Chelsea, even though Mendy's been exceptional for Chelsea. And I really don't see a reason to take him out of the Prem starting teams or the big games if they don't need to.
Yeah, it will
But
happen.
right. I really hope it doesn't because Mendy's an incredible goalkeeper. But Kepa, love to see him keep the clean sheet, make a couple of big saves, and come up big. The next game, Man United, West Ham. West Ham had a couple chances, set back the whole game. Noble football tackled Van de Beek off on the throw in. Van de Beek on that got the one football man of the match. Peep that. And so it's nice to see him getting into it, even though because United signed him last minute, and that was going to be a huge deal for United. And he's me being part Dutch. I love to see it. I love to see a Dutch attacking player, really talented kid, go to a big club like that, even if it is United. But he just didn't. They just stopped playing him. So I really don't know what the problem was there. But he played really well. McTominay with the 97 winner. It was pretty nice goal, even though it was a bit like bouncy around in the box. It was a bit rough, but in extra time, he was able to win it for United so they can go through to the quarterfinals.
Good performance from them, able to pass on to the next round. They have Leicester at home, I think. It's going to be a really good game in the quarterfinal. Man City next versus Swansea. Man City cruised past Swansea with 3-1 win. They played pretty good. I feel like Swansea didn't really do much. I feel like it just took a little while for City to get into the groove of the game. I thought Rodri was amazing. He's been great this season. Last season, he had some very questionable games where I felt like
Mhm.
he was a bit under the pace of City, but he's looking good now. And that third goal by Gabriel
Insane,
Jesus,
criminal touch.
beautiful, beautiful goal. Nice to see Jesus back on the score sheet. Wishing the best for him in the future because obviously with Aguero like barely playing this season, we really need Jesus to step up now and score as many goals as he possibly could. City now with their 15th consecutive victory in all competitions. Great for them. Their form scenes, I don't know. I don't know who's gonna beat them.
Right, I don't know. I hopefully it's not going to be Tottenham, but
Yeah, hopefully not.
maybe
I
Mourinho
would
can do
really
it.
hate. I would really hate for Tottenham to do the
It would
double,
be terrible. But
especially with like Tottenham not being that good right
I
now.
know
That
they're
would
kind of
just
sucking right now. But at some point, Mourinho's going to turn it up and has some sort of a masterclass, and then but hopefully it's not going to be against us. But speaking of Tottenham, Everton Tottenham, uh,
thriller.
absolute thriller. Looked like I was watching a FIFA game, especially with that last Bernard goal, flicked it over the top. It was beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but it
Yeah,
looked like I felt
really
like I
good
was
goal.
like I felt like I was just chipping it up over and then to score in extra time in foot champs or something. But uh, Davidson Sanchez with the brace, both fairly tap in goals, but still for a center back to get into it, love to see it. Calvert Lewin and Richarlison able to find the back of the net for Everton. Richarlison's goal from probably about 20-25 yards out, absolute rocket into the bottom corner. Bernard played really well, brought a lot of energy on his wing, and when he attacked and went straight forward and drove at that Tottenham defense, who can be shaky. Both defenses were shaky. You got to acknowledge that because of how many goals were scored. But and some of the should have been saved. I think Lloris probably should have gotten to one or two of Everton's, but either way, Everton definitely deserved it. They pushed him that whole time. They just went at him. Richarlison again with that just that energy up top and more of him this season, even though he had a bit rough, shaky start to the Prem campaign. But you love to see him like doing bits in the at least in the FA Cup. And now Everton, correct, drawn against City. Is it at City?
At Everton Stadium.
Okay, so at Everton, yeah. So it'll be that'll be a really good game. That'll probably be one of the best games of the FA Cup, especially in the
Hmm.
next couple of rounds. That's definitely one to watch. The Everton City game.
Yeah, and just to put it all together, the games are Bournemouth versus Southampton. Yeah, Bournemouth versus Southampton, Chelsea versus Sheffield, Leicester versus United, and Everton versus Man City. Gonna be a great quarterfinal game. When the time comes, we'll definitely be here with a video for you guys. Premier League action this weekend. We're gonna be having a video coming out on some of the games, and next week Champions League. So we're gonna have some nice
Excited. Can't wait for that.
Champions League content for you guys. So yeah, we just want to say thank you again for whoever's showing support, whoever's watching our videos, and we'll see you guys soon.